Liesel took off after breakfast. Last night she fell asleep in my bed while watching a film, and after waking up in 24 hours in the same clothes, she'd been so disgusted with her own body that she wanted to go home to take a shower. And then a couple of friends had spontaneously stopped by and picked her up for a trip to Alsfeld. Whatever you do as a young person in Alsfeld. In the park, my parents and I wade through muddy autumn leaves, which in some places are almost up to our ankles because apparently nobody in Marburg's parks is tidying up leaves anymore. Perhaps this is also a saving measure for the lack of energy caused by Putin. To be honest, I've always thought leaf blowers were a waste of money. Why not use a rake? It's not so uncomfortably loud, and the leaf pickers get some exercise and don't get as overweight as the leaf blowers usually are. Leaf pickers benefit in 3 ways. For 1, they don't go deaf. 2, they get paid. And 3, they stay fit. During our walk around a murky lake, I get a WhatsApp message. Hi Fred, long time no see. I hear you're back in Marburg. Would you like to meet up or just drop by? I live at Am Stern, not far from you. I'd be happy to hear from you. X. Initially indignant that a stranger would dare strike such a confidential tone with me, I quickly realized that this must be Timo. There aren't many people who call me Fred, and he's one of the few. I don't write back straight away because I find it stressful to walk while texting because my eyesight varies because of MCAS, and I've been tripping or running into things constantly ever since. And because the benches, like the ground, are covered with wet leaves and I have nowhere to sit. I don't answer until we're sitting in the cafe. My parents are waiting at the cake counter to place their order. Hi Timo, nice to hear from you. I would be happy to come and inspect your place. Finding mistakes in the interior design is Liesel's speciality, but I'd be happy to give you a tip or two on how to fit the cool Berlin hype between bags of granola and Birkenstock shoes. Since, as you may already know, I'm not doing anything with my life right now, I have all the time in the world. Take your pick, XX Fred. I'm interrupted by the waitress who wants to take my order, and when I look back at my phone, I notice that the message I just sent already has 2 blue ticks, and Timo is typing, how about today, X? Today. This comes a bit surprising. I'm not sure that I can embark on something that spontaneous. Who are you texting? Mama, so nosy. Timo, I say. Oh yes, I emailed him your number. I hope that was okay with you. Too late to object, dear mother. Now I have to accept an invitation from my 4-year younger cousin, whom I haven't seen for half a decade and only know from Insta, where he publishes a picture of mountains or lakes or both every 6 months, to which he seems fit, as he is, to have hiked, whereas I am already out of breath after half an hour of slow walking. How this reunion is supposed to go is beyond me. Yeah, sure, I reply. Is he home? She places her cake plate in front of me. If so, you should definitely see him on your way back today. He has such a beautiful apartment and not far from us at all. She got the blueberry pie, the one I so love to eat. I bet he's feeling a little lonely being so far from home. He hasn't even been here for 2 months. He certainly hasn't made any friends yet. I can hardly imagine that. As far as I can remember, Timo was an outgoing guy. Nonetheless, my mother's tactics are working. I suddenly feel so guilty that I didn't accept his invitation that I feel compelled to respond immediately. Yes, okay, I write. In approx an hour? There, I say to Mama and hand her the phone with a message on the screen. Satisfied? Mama ignores me and instead looks at Johannes, who now arrives at the table with his cake plate. I almost faint when I see that he got himself a piece of Sachertorte. OMG, I love Sachertorte. During my stay in Vienna for my 18th birthday, I ate at least 2 pieces a day. I'm tempted to leave the cafe right away to avoid the ordeal of watching others eat my favorites. But instead I have an idea. Can I smell it? I ask Johannes. What? He asks very loudly and not in my direction. Your cake. Can I smell it? He hands me the plate, says with a shrug, yeah, why not? I take the plate and Johannes sits down at the table across from Mama and me. What did you order? He asked Mama. I take my mask off and shut my eyes. A latte, I hear Mama's reply. Inhale the scent. I'll order that too. Oh, heavens, chocolate. Miss, can I have a latte, please? I return the plate and pull my mask back on. Thanks. Johannes doesn't change his face. No problem. He takes the plate, lifts a fork, and haps, haps, haps. The cake is gone. Do you know who I met at an orchestra rehearsal the other day? Asked Mama, cheeks full of blueberry pie. I'd like to say yes just to throw her off, but I'm not that naughty. No, I instead say politely. One of your old classmates. I really don't know how we came to the conclusion that you and she went to the Filipino gymnasium in the same year. And when I asked her if she knew you, she could still remember you clearly. And you know what? She plays the flute just like you. Wow! More fuel on the fire. I wouldn't have thought that this could be possible. I bet she enjoys playing the flute a lot, I say, a metallic taste in my mouth that tastes a lot like envy. Yes, she's good. The coffee finally comes, and I can distract myself by mixing the rice milk from my takeaway cup that I brought from home with my coffee. I do this by pouring the coffee into my takeaway cup and then back into the cup and so on to get the right level of blending. Of course, I create a puddle on the table while I do this, but that's so irrelevant when you think about the bigger picture that my parents and I pretend the puddle doesn't exist and continue chatting happily above it. My mother goes on the attack. You should ask her to meet sometime, she says. Catch up with her. Talk about your shared times in school. I'm sure you'll be able to rekindle your friendship. I close my eyes briefly and visualize how the wild sea inside me becomes a calm ocean. One thing at a time, I say as I open my eyes again. It's a cousin's turn today. The orchestra colleague can wait for now. Oh, what a shame. I got the impression she would really be happy to hear from you. You know what happened to her best friend? Sometimes I curse being the daughter of a psychologist, how skillfully she uses these manipulative tricks on me and how naively I fall for them. But this time I won't. I can see what she's doing. And how's your cake? I ask Johannes to distract from the topic by turning my head demonstratively away from Mama. There's nothing left, says Johannes. It's all gone. He grins happily like a little boy. You need friends, sweetheart, Mama says now. Your father and I won't be here forever. That's cute. She assumes she'll outlive me. As much as I want to, I can't rob her of that illusion. At least not yet. Luckily, she didn't see me in the ambulance where they injected me with so much adrenaline that I could only sleep with my eyes open for several weeks, packed the metal plates on my chest, and gave me several electric shocks to bring me back to the here and now. Okay, I say, looking out of the window to gently let her know that this is the end of the conversation for me. Johannes takes the opportunity and engages Mama in a conversation about the cat, whether she's eating enough and hopefully not missing her siblings too much, and I lean back in the seat. While I look out of the window, I let the conversation drift past me. When I look down, I see the Rudolfsplatz with its winding street. If I look straight ahead, there's the forest, its usual dense and dark, now brightened by the yellow and orange-toned autumn leaves. And if I look up, there is the sky. Blue and endless, it draws my attention to how small and unimportant I am. The universe goes on unaffected by what is happening here on Earth. Even if we succeed in turning the planet into a desert ball, it does not change what is happening out there. The only thing out there waiting for us is oblivion. This can either comfort or worry me. If I'm looking to be remembered, then I either must do very big things very quickly or have lots of kids, preferably both. Maybe I could write lots of children's books and pop 2 kids out like Enid Blyton. On the other hand, it's a lot better to know that your own existence has no significance. Even if I manage to achieve fame here on Earth, the universe doesn't give a damn. Realizing this immediately takes away the stress. You can just live or die easy, no pressure. My thoughts wander to Timo, and I wonder what he might look like now, and if I would recognize him if he walked past me down the street. His mother is Mama's cousin, but she was more like a sister to Mama because her parents both died young. That's why Mama's cousin grew up with my grandparents. Liesel and I call her Aunt Nadia, and Timo calls my mother Aunt Orsa. For Liesel and me, Timo was like our first lifelike baby doll. He was being washed, combed and dressed. He got his diaper changed when he peed or pooped, and we went for a walk. We fought over who got to push the stroller. That was mostly me, because at the age of 4, I could just so reach the handle, whereas Liesel with her 3 years was nearly still a baby herself. And because I had the sharper elbows. After Timo came Hanno and Michael in quick succession, but by then the fascination with babies had already lost some of its novelty, and the cousins only became interesting again when we could play catch or hide and seek with them. As if they didn't dare let me run out of sight and walk alone along the streets of Marburg for even 5 minutes, Mama and Johannes insist on accompanying me to Timo's. "It's on the way," declares Johannes. "Yeah, but then you have to walk the streets," I attempt to parley myself some space. "It's much nicer along the riverbank." "Oh, my knee," says Mama with a sad look. "I'd rather we took the short route today." She pretends to have said that to Johannes, but I see through her. She probably thinks I'll run away as soon as her back is turned.